All right, hi again. I got a fair bit longer hair this time, and I'm once again totally alone. But yeah, I wanted to do the outside this time, so not much has really changed here. Yep, just been doing some stuff on the computer regarding logistics and potential of moving and things like that. House is pretty much the same. We've burned off all of the cardboard and so on, moved a few things around, some clothes hanging out in the balcony out here, and the yeah, the weeds are much crazier than before. So yeah, but yeah, I'll get into it and go outside, just showing you the veranda here. So I'm on my lonesome again today. It's a Monday. Amanda's at her day job, and yeah, I'm holding up the fort out here. I've been basically trying to figure out the new pump that we got. This big heavy duty, and it really is heavy, cast iron pump. It's a wastewater pump. Got to figure out what to do with regards to the septic situation that we have here. I might talk about it in another video, but I'll save it for now. So yeah, done a fair bit of brush cutting and stuff. If you remember the last video, it was much more kind of messy and all that stuff around here, so I've taken care of all of that. Driveway is still pretty much the same. Unfortunately, it is really slippery when it rains, and it really does need some gravel. So yeah, and planted a couple of flowers. So this is a like a red coral, rose coral or something. It's some coral something or other. And yeah, I'll come down here. My mother's car's parked around the corner down there. You probably got a very quick little glimpse of it. Lots and lots of wood. That was from the first couple of trees that were cut down. And then because it was still very wet when we got it, when we cut it all, it was kind of rusting, actually, the cast iron wood stove we have. So we actually bought proper hardwood, already spliced hardwood, which was fantastic. But then not even sort of 3 or 4 days later, we yeah, not even 3 or 4 days later, it got so hot that we never had to put the wood stove on ever again. So this is the bathroom, and yep, this is it. We got a cracked toilet seat, and we need to replace that as soon as possible. Like I said, this is as honest and humble as it gets. This is our shower. It's really quite lovely, actually, to be out here first thing in the morning having a shower. We do have a washing machine. Haven't tried to run it on battery power yet, but we just start the generator for it. This is the terrible couch that my mum had inside, and we threw a tarp over it. And here's the tarp, but the termites ruined this brand new, extremely expensive tarp by eating through it. I'm not exactly sure where the holes are. Oh well, they're there somewhere. Got to be careful about leaving tarps and stuff around, because you can get all sorts of brown snakes and stuff. And I'm just wearing my thongs, my flip-flops, so I don't really feel like being bitten at the moment. It's an old wood stove. Amanda was thinking about turning it into a place you can actually plant a tree in. So just taking off the roof of this, because it's already really rusty, and repurposing it as a giant pot, which I think would be pretty awesome, actually. She's already got a little one in there that had something in it. I think it was some aloe vera here or something, but she's moved it. This is a little pender we have. It's beautiful when it grows nice and big, and it has these amazing flowers that just come out like a butterfly's sort of tongue. It's really incredible. My mum planted this. I'm not sure what it is. It's very beautiful though. This is a hibiscus, this one here. These actually open up and close pretty commonly, these things. So yeah, there's tobacco bush and stuff there. It gets absolutely eaten by everything, and there's a jumping ant wandering around there pretty much everywhere. They usually leave you alone as long as you don't go anywhere near their nest. This is a grevillea. It's really beautiful when it has flowers. It hasn't had flowers for a while. When we got it, it did have a few, one after the other. It is, thankfully, producing some brand new shoots though, and it seems to be quite happy being in the sun and getting absolutely most of the sun. The sun kind of comes sort of over there and sort of around past behind those trees there. And then yeah, our internet you can sort of see in the distance here. And we got the old 5G, which was absolutely fantastic, but unfortunately doesn't come with a data limit. Or it does come with a data limit, I should say. And now we have the NBN. And this is a lot of weeds here. So this wasn't anywhere near as bad when I took these trees down and dropped them. You could walk down there pretty easily, but yeah, this is just how weedy and everything gets. This is significantly very woody. I'm not exactly sure what this tree is, but it's a very common one. And this vine, I don't know what this vine is, but it just grows on everything. It's just everywhere. There's actually a pumpkin growing in here. So this is literally a pumpkin that I don't even know where it's come from. It's just popped out of nowhere, and it's growing around. It doesn't have any pumpkins on it, but I'd like to keep it, but I'm gonna have to, I think, get a bulldozer and really just bulldoze all of this, you know, sort of from that stump there to kind of the edge of the house here, and just bulldoze a swath of this completely. There's also a cactus growing in there, but yeah, I'll try and save that cactus as well. It's more wood under here. Yeah, so this is a whole bunch of wire and stuff my mum left lying around, or maybe it wasn't my mum, but it's the person who was here before my mum. But it's pretty nasty stuff. You can barely sort of see it really. It really blends in. You don't want to, like, trust me, you really don't want to stand on that. If that goes through your foot, that's, you know, tetanus, which is really not something you want to get around here. And yeah, if you're wondering what the string is, that's pretty much where I used to have it. It's not relevant anymore. It was pointing down there, which is where the, over that ridge on the other side, I'll go closer in a minute, is where the internet tower is, which is mandatory for my work, or at least it was before I lost my job. But if I find work here again, which I absolutely hope I do, it obviously will be mandatory again. So yeah, okay, this is guava. I'm not exactly sure what kind it is. I think it's just a common guava. It's got a pretty fancy name though. It's like a Pisidium guava, yeah, I think. It just means common essentially, or it is just a common one. It's doing pretty well. It's got a bit of biting, like a, you know, bug chewing on it and stuff, which we had it when we got it. And this is a rose apple, one of my absolute favorite fruit on earth to eat. It's doing really, really well. Bugs seem to be staying away from it, although it did have something kind of eat through the leaf like this, sort of like a knife. So some of it actually has, some of the leaves, interestingly, it did sort of, like something ate through it, kind of like a knife. It's almost like kind of cut halfway through it and then just sort of left it. This is a tucker bush, or a Burdekin plum as it's otherwise called. We got this as a Christmas present from my aunt and her family, which I'm really, really happy for. These are wild raspberries. The entire area around here used to be chockers of them. One of the first videos we uploaded actually was a video of us sort of standing and walking around this area here, and it was utterly covered with a massive canopy of trees of all kinds. But we've cut this down obviously, and that's it there. This area here, I'm actually going to put a garden in. It's about 3.5 by 5, and I'm going to still put 2 more stakes here and here, one there, another one there. Haven't got it lying down though, and then there and there. And this is going to be a garden, and I think I'll divide it into 4 sections. So we'll sort of have one here, one there, one there, and one there, and then you'll be able to sort of walk sort of between them and stuff. But it'll need chicken wire and a whole bunch of other stuff, or rabbit wire and so on. This is a bush lemon that I cut down that was doing terribly and had absolutely been ravaged. It had a very common, how do I say, disease that kind of makes the plants grow these horrible warts I think I can kind of show you under here. Yeah, so it sort of grows these really nasty warts all over it. It'll still grow and produce fruit, but even the fruit will have these warts. It looks like it's kind of been stung by an animal. So one of the ways you can kind of cure that is cut it back and then just take care of it and give it another shot at growing. And it's just going out of control, and it smells incredible. Like if you come in here and just smell the leaves, it's just incredible. It smells so strongly of lemon. Even a regular lemon tree, just a common lemon, doesn't smell anything like that. And I think it has a better taste than a common lemon as well. So this is where I cut down these trees, and I actually cut this one into a chair. So you can sort of see, you used to be able to sit here and put your back against that, but it's got all this new regrowth, so I've got to come down here with hedge trimmers or something and get rid of it. And unfortunately, now that there's so much sun in here, I don't know where, I honestly do not know where this lantana has come from, but yeah, it's growing there. It's quite sharp. It's not super duper sharp, but it's a bit of a deterrent from just grabbing it with your bare hands. So I got my work cut out for me in terms of weeding all of these things out. There's another spiky thing, I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, this area is getting a little bit weedy and needs to be done. And I need to, I think, tree pop a bunch of these. There's still a fair few of these stink bugs. Can't really show you all that closely. But yeah, there's still these stink bugs around, but nowhere near as bad as it was a couple months back. Yeah, and as usual, I can hear the neighbour down there somewhere on the ride-on. I feel like he's on the ride-on pretty much every day. He basically lives on it. Good on him though, he's doing some good work. Davidson's plum, this has just absolutely exploded since we got it. These shoots are coming out like faster than any other plant I've basically ever seen. When we got this plant, it was like down to here, and you can kind of see, if I get in a bit closer, this is all quite woody. And then this is all quite green, and this is what's grown quite recently. So this is darker green, this is really light green up here. But yeah, I love Davidson's plums. They're super tart, like bitter. But you mix them with a bit of sugar and stuff and they're just incredible. This is a Japanese yuzu. This is where we buried Bootsy, so his little, I'll get out of the shadow, there's his little gravestone thing we put back there. We buried him in here and put this thing around it so the animals wouldn't eat the yuzu, but they haven't touched it basically. But I swear every time I come out here, you know, this is pretty much how much this vine thing has grown in one day. Like 1 minute it's like, you know, it's not even here, and the next minute it's kind of, yeah. And well, lots of weeds and stuff need to pull out. I'll just grab this one. Be careful it won't snap off. Oh, okay, it snapped off. It's a bit deeper in there than I expected. Yeah, yuzu's doing pretty well. It's maybe getting a little bit scorched on these leaves, but these ones are really good. Oops, my lanyard got caught. And these leaves are brand new, but I'm telling you, we put it in there and it didn't do anything for about 3 months, and now it's also got one yuzu on it. So yeah, the Tahitian lime is doing fantastically. We got 4 big limes. It's really, really awesome. And yeah, this is a new sprout that came out after we bought it and planted it. So yeah, and then there's a new little flower coming out here as well. This one made one little grapefruit. It's a Rio ruby red grapefruit. It made one tiny little thing and then it fell off. And it's created this as a new thing. It's been quite left alone as well. And these were all new. So when we got it, it was here. And then it grew all of these afterwards. So yeah, and then I've come through here with the brush cutter, which is surprisingly pretty good even at this really woody stuff. And basically, yeah, this is all of the stalks and sticks of the rainforest or wild raspberry. Oh, and of course, yeah, purple guava here. There's a little spider on it. I can see one little stink bug. Bye. Yeah, and this is doing pretty good too. It really helps to put the cardboard and the mulching here. I do have to put some standard mulch around. I've mulched the rest of these. But yeah, this is pretty much it. So we got a bit of a sorry for that 360 degree, but we've got a bit of a barrier here to sort of kind of cordon off where all the trees fell, and it's just too much sticks and too much stuff in there. There's just nothing we can do about it. So we're sort of keeping it at bay from here. And this is still a lot cleaner, mind you, than it was when my mum lived here. This entire area I couldn't just walk around freely in. It was absolutely up to your stomach like in wild raspberries. When I was a kid, and another guy used to live here before he died, he used to keep this area to about here weeded, but then this area here, it was quite overgrown, so it didn't get a whole lot of weeds. But then my mum just kind of left it. And Mum, if you're watching this, I'm definitely not having a go at you. I love you. I know it's not technically was not technically your responsibility, and you just left it as nature conservation stuff for other people, so no worries about that. But yeah, we just decided when we got here we wanted to have sort of a sweet and sour fruit forest, food forest kind of thing. So we've got our sort of guavas and limes and lemons and so on going up, and then I'll have a proper little regular garden over here, and we'll get the rest of the stuff done as well. I actually cut this specifically to be a sort of table for my wife, so there'd be a bit of a taller thing to put something on, and then a small table here to make use of this wood. And you can see just how massive this is. I mean, there's my hand for scale. It's huge. We haven't been able to move it, so I might have to grab it, drag it with the car. And the other thing is that being in the sun, all of the bark is now coming off, slowly but surely, and there's actually this beautiful, it's gorgeous wood underneath. So if I can, yeah, it's this really, really lovely wood. So yeah, I think a neighbor or so is going to come over and grab some of it at some point, because he wanted to carve some stuff out of it. But it's that tree there. And then I also cut this as flat as possible so it would dry out. It started rotting originally, but now it's kind of dried out quite well. I'll actually take this off so it can, you know, the rest of it can just dry out. But we've had the bird bath there before. The birds don't seem to use it though. The bugs unfortunately just end up drowning themselves in it. So yeah, but this is it. This is the outside. I stacked those chairs. Don't ask me what I was doing. I just need to get them out of the way for the mower. This is pretty much it. You know, this is kind of where we parked the car, and then just sort of reverse and get out of here. And yeah, like I said, these vines everywhere, and look at how it grows. This is incredible, huh? Look at that. It's just you know, like in front of and behind, in front of and behind. It's just amazing, you know, like natural. Look at that, natural wire almost. So yeah, but yeah, this is pretty much it. Gotta take this metal down to the tip sometime. Sorry Mum, again, if you're watching this, haven't taken this metal to the tip yet. It's not as easy as you'd expect, and we've been pretty busy. Oh, and there's nothing really going on down here, but it wouldn't be a bad place to sort of pop a caravan and have a bit of privacy of your own. There's that vine again, just growing absolutely everywhere. But this is actually where a tree fell down naturally, and this wood is amazing. I'm pretty sure it's a red gum. It's just incredible wood. It has this extremely flammable, amazingly flammable skin to it, and it's really quite fluffy and nice. It's like almost kind of comfortable, and well, it is actually comfortable. And then it's got this beautiful, nice hard wood that just burns like crazy. I guess I forgot to cut this piece up and stack it, but yeah, I've cut most of this log up here for firewood. But oh boy, let me tell you, you definitely, and there's some more logs underneath the plastic. I think my sister or my mum would have done those ones. But this is what happens to everything that you leave on the ground. It gets completely and totally eaten up. If anyone ever asks, why don't you just live in a log cabin? Why don't you Aussies build log cabins? That's why, mate, because termites. And I'll show you a little bit more. All right, well, the GoPro just died on me, overheated. At least I know it lasts for 20 minutes before it overheats. But in any case, I wanted to show you the termite damage. Look at the little ants nests we have here anyway. They just pop up everywhere. They build them anywhere they want. I think that's even a jumping ant's nest. Terrible place to have them. considering it's right next to the bathroom or right next to the toilet. But here's the termites. Apologies if this cuts out again, but look at that. I mean, this is the pole of one of the houses, and this is what they do. They basically just eat through it, create this little nest, and that's kind of it. And then this entire thing is kind of hollow to about there, so I've lost about 20% of the circumference. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, pretty much not all of them have that problem. This one was eaten from the bottom, but it's got an ant cap on the top, not a very good one. But this one doesn't have an ant cap anywhere. So yeah, that's what basically happens. You've got to ant cap your houses out here, but no, log cabins do not work. Anyway, this will probably shut down any second now because it's still super hot, and even after 10 minutes, it still feels like a hot bar of lead in your hand. But thank you very much for joining us, and now you know exactly what everything looks like. See ya! Alright, thank you so much for joining us for part 2, or me. I'm all by myself, my wife's at work, I'm so lonely. Anyway,